Body Whispering, A New Way of Seeing, Being, and Healing by Dr. Dain Heer. Gratitude. You may think you were the one that chose to read this book. I am pretty sure you were not. There is quite possibly something way more potent at work here. Your body. You, my friend, just get to go along for the ride. For so long, we've been ignoring our bodies, awarenesses, and capacities. Now, they are awakening. Our bodies are hearing the call from the earth and the world around us, and their whispers are becoming louder every day. This book is your invitation to become a body whisperer. To find out what that truly means, you'll have to read the book. During this journey, I will do my best to show you what I started to become aware of many years ago, when I realized that bodies talk to me all the time, very loudly. It will sound different for you than it does for me, but the basics still apply. The very first step is acknowledging that yes, bodies do talk, just not in words. I would like to thank my body for showing me what is truly possible, and to simultaneously apologize to it for how long it took me to start to listen. I would like to thank every single body that I have had honor and pleasure of meeting, working on, playing with, and learning from these past 20 plus years. In truth, everybody I've ever met, every hug, and every session I've ever gifted or received has contributed to this book. Finally, I would like to thank Gary Douglas. Meeting him and doing the very first session of what I now call the energetic synthesis of being more than 20 years ago introduced me to the true capacities that we had and our bodies have available together. Without that invitation, my body and I may never have become the co-creators we are today. Gary often says that everything he has ever learned, he learned from a horse. For me, every step into greatness I've ever taken has started with a whisper from my body. Is now the time for you to meet your body? For real? As it begins. And the earth and all the bodies inhabiting it are rejoicing. Dain. Introduction. Hands up if you're a body whisperer. At the start of nearly every class or workshop I facilitate, I ask the question above. Some people throw their hands up right away, others raise them tentatively, and a few don't raise their hands at all. What about you? Are you a body whisperer? Did something inside you just say yes? It's interesting to consider when someone becomes a body whisperer, or a healer, or a facilitator, whichever term you prefer. Is it when you have a practice? Is it when you're being paid? Is it when you have solid, cast iron proof that you healed, cured, or improved someone's life? Or do you become a body whisperer when you choose to recognize you've been one all along? What if that is why you are here right now, reading this book? Let me start by welcoming you properly. Welcome and hello, body whisperer. Hello to those who can comfortably say it, and hello to those who have an inkling, a spark of an idea that there's a different way of being with their own bodies and the bodies of others. Hello to those who've been walking this path for years, the practitioners and facilitators working with energy, the massage therapist, Reiki practitioners, and acupuncturists, the doctors who work in ER, the psychologists, the nurses, the people on the front line. Hello to each and every one of you desiring to make a change in your own world and the world of others. I am so grateful you are here, even if you don't think you fit into any of these categories above. This book is very dear to my heart. The concepts, stories, tools, and techniques shared on these pages are born of and connected to my own personal journey as change maker, a 20-year yo-yo's ride in which I facilitated and witnessed phenomenal change in my own body and the bodies of hundreds and thousands of people. What I'm sharing is a totally different paradigm of healing, change, and transformation. The beautiful thing is you can use any of all of the tools in the book alongside the training or techniques you personally favor, and they will only accelerate and expand the change you can create. Do you realize that initiating change in people's bodies can be easy, effortless, fluid, and fun? Do you know you can step into a space of being, a space where you get awarenesses and insights that have the capacity to change and create entire worlds? When you see the kind of change in front of your eyes, it feels nothing short of miraculous. You experience a high that's intense with an undercurrent of peace because you're doing exactly what you came here to do. Your space of being is uniquely yours. You have the capacity to offer others a healing change just by them being in your presence. If while you're reading, even now maybe, the ideas or concepts in this book seem abstract or hard to get or understand, know this. It's okay. You don't need to try so hard to get it. Read on and enjoy the process. Let the pieces fall into place. Pick up what works for you. Leave what doesn't. Experiment, play. Be open. And your life and your practice might just become more malleable, dynamic, and joyous. Here's how it worked for me. 20 years ago, I was a chiropractor living in one of the most affluent and beautiful places in the world. And I was engaged to be married to a woman who seemed perfect for me. On paper, I had it all. In practice, I was a wreck, unhappy and totally unconnected to who I truly was and what I really desired. Despite being on the cusp of opening my second chiropractic practice, I knew deep down I just wasn't creating the kind of change that had inspired me to become a doctor in the first place. I was unfulfilled and I was desperate. So desperate, I set a date to take my own life. Unless things changed drastically. And change they did. I discovered the tools of Access Consciousness. And I stepped into my true capacities as me. I was able to let go of so much that had been limiting me, including the relationship that seemed so right for me but was far from it. I discovered my true potency as the creator of my own life, and inevitably, gloriously. All of this changed how I worked on people's bodies too. Within a very short space of time of using the Access Consciousness tools, I started seeing the miracles I always wanted to create in my chiropractic practice. I developed a modality called energetic synthesis of being while working on Gary Douglas, the founder of Access, which I will use and teach others to use today. I became the co-creator of the Access Consciousness movement, My life has never been the same since, in the best way imaginable. Each day, my life continues to change and evolve and expand in incredible ways. So, I don't say this lightly. The tools of Access Consciousness not only changed my life, they saved my life. If you allow them, they could have a world-shifting impact on your life and your practice too. Do you know you're treading a new path? It's possible that the tools on these pages are unlike anything you've come across before. As you read, you'll be ideas and concepts that speak to you right away, and you'll find yourself nodding eagerly or even saying yes, absolutely, out loud. Read those things over and over. There may also be concepts that you'll scrutinize and say, yeah, right. Read those things again too. Why? Because there's a chance that within the concepts you want to distance yourself from, there's a gift for you. Some nugget or awareness of what you can change to make your life and your practice far more dynamic than it's even been before. Thank you for being willing to be and explore something different. And when I say different, I mean totally different. You're opening the doors to a space very few people have been willing to go. You're at the leading edge of healing, participating in conversations that very few people on this planet are having yet. We'll start our journey with you by developing a communion with your own body and understanding what a gift it is. Our bodies don't exist in isolation. As you create a greater connection with you and your body, you'll also create a greater connection with other people's bodies. There's no right or wrong way to be a body whisperer. It's something you already are. If anything, we're only undoing where you haven't been able to be it yet. We'll change traditional views of how to heal people, and we'll lift the lid on what creates disease, pain, and discomfort. We look at the role of presence, chaos, and questions in healing. We'll explore the frontiers of working with people and of consciousness. We'll explore possibilities that others might call offbeat, different, or even weird. And that's fine with me. When you experience a change for yourself, you might find you're fine with weird too. No one is greater than you. There's no reason why you can't discover things on these pages and beyond that I'm not aware of yet. It's a glorious joint effort, so thank you for joining me. I am so excited to see the change you will create. Shall we begin?